I think I have got it working. Just wait to check that it's come up. They don't come up straight away on the channel. That's it, right? It's on now. And yes, it's in landscape, right? I'm so pleased about that. That's great. That would have really annoyed me if I couldn't get it working. Hey Shannon, hi Shelley. Yeah, finally got it working. I just had to restart my phone and then it worked. But you know, live streams are such a good thing to do at the moment with everything going on. It's really nice company to just chat with you all when not a lot's happening at the moment. So I really wanted to get it working. Really pleased about that. The only thing I'm obviously going to have to battle with is the autofocus, because I had a look at that. Thanks to your video, Shannon. I'm not sure if I've totally got it working. I disabled this HDR thing on my camera. I can't remember what it was called. And it worked on my actual camera screen, but whether that then transfers over to the live stream, that's another thing to figure out. So we'll have to see. My plan is to colour a flower page that's fairly quick from the flower year, hopefully, and then I've also got another whip in Fairy Celebrations and might do some of that. So I think I'm just going to get started and hope this autofocus thing has worked. If it does, that's great, because that's all my problems fixed and I'll actually know how to stream properly. So right, if it's not working, I can tell it's not working already. What I'm going to do is just zoom in straight away, because it didn't seem to be a problem when I did that. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight away into doing that. So because that didn't seem to be a problem with the whole autofocus thing. So I apologize if the first couple of minutes of this is a bit, it shouldn't be once I've zoomed in and I get it. So yeah. So the whip that I have got in Fairy Celebrations, I'll show you now if I can actually get to the page, is this one. And so I've already completed a page in this, which you saw on the community tab. But yeah, I completed this one, and this was the one we were working on last time. And then I just couldn't get enough of this book, so I decided to keep on colouring in it once I'd done a couple of other bits. And so I then started this one. Yeah, it's gorgeous, Shannon. I absolutely love it. And obviously with me, I really like doing pastel colours, and I'm not going to do the whole thing pastel. I'm, don't really know what I'm going to do for the most part, but I decided to start with the tub, because I kind of knew what I wanted to do for that, and I knew that I wanted to do pink water, even though it's very unrealistic. I thought, you know what, it's fairies and whimsical stuff. And then I searched up some vintage wallpaper type colours, and this one came up, so I decided to do that because I figured it worked with the whole theme. And I'm not sure if you can see, and the autofocus might be a bit annoying. Here with these, I don't know what you call them, like little glass things. I coloured lightly on them, and then I went over all of the lines with white gel pen, and then got some white ink, which is this. Winsor & Newton ink, and mixed it with a bit of water and put it over, so it's a faint white sheen on it. And I'm probably going to put some glaze. Shelley, I got it actually directly from Clara herself as some Happy Mail, but you can get it on Etsy, and that's probably where I think there's a couple of Facebook groups, from what I've heard of, that actually have their whole system of that buying the books, but the easiest way that I know of is Etsy. Sometimes they're on Amazon. You have to keep checking every now and then, because sometimes one or two pop up, but Etsy is, although they are expensive, they're definitely worth it, and that's where I'd recommend. That's just where I usually get books. But yeah, I know there's other schemes and stuff that they use which are really helpful, and probably easier as well in terms of shipping and stuff that you can do. So yeah, they're gorgeous. So yeah, this is the page I'm working on, and yeah, it's gorgeous. So and then I completed a page in the flower year a couple of days ago that was a whip from the end of February. I won't show you that because I'll be showing it in my completed pages anyway, and that's in a couple of days. But I thought I'm aiming to get 2 pages done a month from this book, and so far that hasn't really been working out. I've only done 1. So what we would do, if I can find it, I thought we'd do this one, the Lesser Celandine, because it's in the March section. And also I'm going to be using my Wildflowers book by Margaret Erskine Wilson, because if you see my reference book video, you know I love using this for flowers and things. And the page that I found them on was this. So that's what they look like, and I'll probably be using Holbein's just because they're the ones I'm using in Faerie celebrations at the moment. They're just ones that I've got to hand, so I'll probably use those, and I think we'll get started now, because when I zoom in it won't be a problem. And I know yellow colour palettes and stuff are actually quite common for flowers, like sunflowers and stuff like that, so I will show you what colours I'm using. Shelley, I'm doing the video tomorrow, so I'll actually show you it now. I've got everyone's name on here. If you haven't, I know you have, but Shannon, if you did want to enter, you've still got today to enter. If you'd like to do that, by all means, very welcome to. But yeah, it ends today, and then I'll do the video tomorrow. So yeah, good luck. I've got everyone's number on here. I'll be doing a number generator. So yeah, I can't wait. The only thing is, with obviously everything going on at the moment, I don't know if I don't think it should be a problem shipping it out, but it may just take a bit longer to arrive. My mum's going to the post office tomorrow, but then the person who wins will have to email it to me, their address and everything. So chances are it should be okay to mail out, but we'll see. Hi again, Colouring K Wilkinson. Finally got it working. Really happy. But yeah, the video is coming tomorrow, and I'm really excited for that. So I got the picture coloured and everything like that, so it's great. So I'm going to pick some colours, and I'm going to zoom in as soon as I can once I pick my colours, just so that the focus isn't an issue. So I'm kind of just going to go with what I think. I'm not really going to use paper to test any of it out, because these pencils are pretty true to they look like on the barrels. Hi Sue, lovely to see you. Because I've already got some yellows and stuff picked out from my picture that I'm doing in the Faerie celebrations. So I've got a couple that I might use, which are here. Oh, and they're going to roll off. It's the only trouble with having circular barrels. And I think I'll go for some brighter ones as well. Oh, is that your name, Colouring Kate? Kirsty. Thanks, Shannon. Okay, so I've got a couple. Let me have a look. There's a bit of green in the middles, so I might grab just a few. I'll do the leaves after. I won't worry about those for now. Hi, it's the Crafty Lifestyle. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to like learning people's names and stuff again for things like this. Actually, they're probably a bit close in colour. No, maybe not. Okay, I think for now I'm pretty happy with the colours I've got. And as I said, I'm just zoom in as soon as I can. I don't want to pick too many colours out because then it just gets a bit unnecessary for the small space that I'm colouring in. Yeah, I think I've pretty much got what I'm going to use. If you're fine, if you're fine with craft, that's absolutely fine. I know some people, some people might not be comfortable with giving the names, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so we're just going to get started and I'm going to have this. Great, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in and I will tell you as I'm going. Obviously, if you don't want to follow along, that's fine. Oh, bit far, sorry. There we go. Still used to this. Let me move the camera so it's easier for me to colour. And I will move the book as well, so it's no different for you. There we go. So yeah, these yellow flowers will be really cool to colour. Something a bit different because I don't usually do yellow flowers. So I'm going to get started. So I think I'm going to go in first with just a cream. So this is cream OP127. And then and I will figure out what I'm going to do. Because to be honest, I'm just doing whatever. I don't really know what I'm doing. I really enjoy just kind of doing stuff out of nowhere and just kind of on the spot. So see how this goes. And hopefully I'll be able to get this done fairly quickly because it's not that much. And if I only get this done, that's fine, but I'm not sure exactly how long I'll be on for, so I'll try and do as much as I can. So just gone in with the light base of cream, and then I've got a couple of yellows and oranges that I'll need to sharpen because I haven't actually used them before. I've almost had these a year now. It's amazing. Okay, so I think I've got some darker yellows that I'm just going to sharpen, and I like to use my Tagal sharpener for these because they're great. These are absolutely great, and I sharpen them on number 1 so that hardly any of the core gets wasted. Actually, yeah, while I'm at it, I'll just sharpen the others that I need to do. Okay, so I think I'm going to go in with the darker yellow that I've got. I've got 2 dark ones and then the ivory, which is just my blending colour. So I have canary yellow and lemon, which are the bright yellows. And then the cream, which you've just seen, and then the ivory. So there. Hi, Addicted to Colouring. Lovely to see you. Just colouring in the flower, yeah. So let me just see where. So on some of these petals, there's a bit of green. So I might go in with apple green, just to add a bit of shading. Not on all the leaves, it's only some of them. So kind of where there's a bit of shadow. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of just winging it anyway, but enjoy doing that. So I might just put it there. And then I'm going to go in with the yellows. So the thing, as I said in my video, I really like just seeing first an artist's interpretation of the flower anyway, rather than, searching it up on the internet, which I do. But it's really nice to have that secondary observation already and then going from there. So yeah, just gonna go down with the darker yellow, and I never usually use bright yellows either, so this is really fun as well. I need to be more confident with just using really bright colours because I think it is that they look so pretty, and it's something I just get into the habit of doing a bit more. So now I'm going to go in with that lighter yellow, which was the lemon. these are quite similar, but just kind of go over that. I'm probably not going to use a blender pencil, so you know, and I don't really layer that much, but I just want to kind of do it as much as possible so I don't get any white space. I'm just going to go back over those places where I did the green. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the cream, which I used before, and I'm going to blend that out. So I'm pretty much almost done with these. I just then need to go in with the ivory again. I always tend to use a lighter colour as a base, and then I will go from there. I don't usually go in with a darker colour to begin with. I know lots of people do, and it looks great. And then I will blend with the ivory. And it's really nice for me as well to be just using one pencil brand, because usually in my pictures, as you know, I kind of just go with whatever I want and I just use loads and loads. But sometimes I do like to just use one, and it's kind of getting me out of my comfort zone, because there's colours that I will always go to in particular sets, no matter what I'm doing, and I'm kind of having to work my way around that and make colours or just use colours that are similar. So that's pretty much the petals, although I feel like they need to be a tiny bit brighter. So I think I'm going to go in with a slightly darker yellow, which is dandelion, and just go in a bit more, just to make the petals a little more intense. At the tops. Okay, now I'm going to do the middles, I think. Wow, it's coming out quite fluorescent for you. They're not actually that bright in real life. Okay, so the middles are quite orangey. We've got a couple of colours for that. I know they're gorgeous, Shannon, aren't they? Have you got them? Or have you just seen, because the reason I found out about them was just lots of people using them, and then I got the 12 set of the pastels, and it went from there. So, and some of my favourite colours are the pastel ones, and I'm really glad that you can get them open stock at Jackson's Art Supplies, I think, although the couple that I did need to get again were out of stock. So, and I'm not sure if they're still selling, but we'll see. So the colours that I've kind of got, yes, they are, Lolly, they're Holbein's. So I got them last year, and I saved up with my own money, which I was very proud of, because I had saved up over many, many months from my piano teaching and just various things. So I've got a couple of colours for the oranges. So these four, you probably because of the silver, but they are, oh, oops, that's clever. So apricot, Naples yellow, marigold, and lion. Yeah, I mean, even looking at them, you know, on other people's channels was just amazing. You know, you just fall in love with the colours, especially the pastels. So I've just gone in with dandelion for the middles, and I've actually forgotten that I need to do the greens. So I've got the spring green and apple green. The apple green was the one I used before, and that's to do the centres. I'm just going to go in a bit with this. I don't really know what I'm doing for this for the most part, but yeah. Because I saw, if you haven't seen Colour with Claire's comparison video with the 12 what's it called, the pastel colours. So if you did want to see in the Prismacolors what colours you have that are similar, that would probably be a good idea. So the painting here is slightly different to what I've got, but it's basically the same. So there's a darker orange. It's pretty much just orange. Yeah, and they're pretty much exactly the same in terms of what they look like. All the Holbeins have is the line at the end of the pencil is slightly further up, and obviously they feel different. I think they're softer. They're, lots of people say, they're kind of a mix between Prismacolor and Polychromos. They are made in the same way as a poly because the end is closed, and in terms of the way they've been manufactured, they're definitely on that higher end quality. But for any of you who have the luminance, I think lots of people say that, you know, the top end pencils are the Holbein and the luminance. I haven't got this, so I can't compare them, but I'm very content with these, and I think they're great. The only luminance I do have is the buff titanium, but yeah, in terms of being able to compare them, I don't know. Okay, so I think this is pretty much done. I'm going to do all the flowers, which won't take too long because this was the biggest one to do anyway. Yeah. So I'm just going to carry on it. I'm just going to still stop and see. Yes, there isn't too much white. That's fine. So I'm just going to continue now. So I'm probably going to do the petals of all of them. So I'm just going to get the colours that I was using. If I can remember. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Val. You don't? Okay, that's really interesting, actually, because when I was saving up for these, it was either between the Holbeins or the Luminance. And I personally thought for the price, the Luminance weren't far off the price of the Holbeins, and you're only getting 76, whereas obviously with these you're getting 150. And it was between those, and I think some of the colours in the luminance are really, really unique, and I may get a couple of them open stock. But in terms of having these pastel shades, and so, you know, the other colours in general of the Holbeins, I kind of just went with these. But there are some that I would probably want to get open stock, but I wouldn't buy them, I don't think, in an art shop because they are very expensive. Whereas I think it's not colour pens, is it? Or maybe it is. Well, I buy mine from the coloured pencil shop, and I think they're about £2.75. Is a lot cheaper than what they usually are. I need to go for the green because I think some places they're about £4, which for me at the moment I can't justify the price for me because I don't have that type of money, you know, to buy all of them open stock. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I think you have to. Prismas aren't for everyone, and I think there is a certain way of cut. No, that doesn't make any sense. You kind of have to have that certain type of colouring in a way, because if you're someone who loves to layer, then I wouldn't really say Prismas are for you. Whereas, you know, if you like to burnish, they're perfect. So I think it is all about knowing. It's really hard to know kind of how you colour, but there is kind of that bit to it of figuring out how you colour and what pencils are going to be best for that. I think that the beauty of these is that you can kind of do both things. I mean, as I said, I don't really layer that much. I will sometimes if it's something that I I'm really, really taking my time over. Um, but really, I'm content with doing a bit of burnishing here and there. Oh, do you, Kirsty? That's really interesting. I've wanted to try those for a while, actually. Um, I was going onto their website because I signed up to the newsletter, and they do they do come through kind of 10-15% coupons and stuff, but I just haven't got them. But they are something that I wanted to try because lots of people say they really like them. The only thing that I wasn't sure about, the reason I didn't get the 72 set to begin with, was because a lot of the colours were bright. And now I've seen the reviews and stuff of the 120. I've seen that there are some more unusual colours and more pastel type colours, which is great. I think for me with the 72 set, the palette wasn't quite to my taste. But yeah, they look amazing. Yeah, Shannon, when I first got them, I remember getting the 24 set, and then I got a bit of pocket money from my grandparents, and I went to Hobbycraft and got them. And back then at Hobbycraft, they had so many of them, and you just go to the section and they had a huge tub of them. You could just kind of pick your way through. Now they don't. I mean, they do have them, but I tend to find that the colours I'm looking for to replace pencils are out of stock, or some of them are broken, which is a shame because there are some that I've been needing to get. But I actually do really like them, and I think even though they are completely different from the Prismacolors, I find they complement each other really well. And when I started colouring on, I only had the Prismas and the Polys, and I think actually for most people, because you hear about them so much, they're the ones that people start with. But I think Artisas are becoming real contenders from what I've heard. I've got an ochre pencil here, yellow ochre. I think I'm just going to go in and shadow that bit there. Okay, so I'm going to go just over those green bits. Okay, and I'm going to go over with the ivory like I did before. Oh, yeah, Shannon, I've seen those as well. I think the great thing is with those is that, I mean, I don't really use watercolor pencils that much. I have a set of 40 super colors that I use a lot for coloring postcards and things like that, and art. But if you're a colorist who wants to do watercoloring and coloring, watercolor pencils are great because they're so versatile and can be used, in two different ways. I still use the super colors just for ordinary coloring because I really like some of the colors. So it's great that they're kind of a 2-in-1. Yeah, I mean, I do that a lot, but they're great to kind of have just there to be able to use for both ways. Going in with this darker yellow again, just to add a bit more depth. And these don't crumble as well. I mean, I love the Prismacolors. They were the first that I got, and I was using them. I'm not sure if it's the paper. I was using them in Botanical Wonderland, and I was burnishing. I was purposefully doing it because I wanted it to come out a certain way, and it just it just didn't work. I've got some smears and stuff on the page, which is really irritating, and it has never really happened before in other books. So I'm wondering if it's just the paper, which is strange because you'd think that they kind of, I mean, I've never really had a problem with them smearing before, but I guess that's just part of it. Yeah, I think that's the thing. when with some pencils, when people don't like them, it may just be because of the paper, and I think that's why it is important sometimes to have really good paper. And actually, lots of people like the certain pencils on the Create Space paper. I think that for me, Prismacolors are good, and generally, if you can find a way to colour in a certain way on a type of paper, that's great. I think you do have to play around a bit though, because you can get disheartened if you don't like the way something comes out on a certain type of paper, but it may be that you just haven't found the right pencils to go with the right paper yet. But yeah, it is something to get used to, and it is quite hard. As long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. So just got these small ones over here. So yeah, this will have only been the second page I will have got done this month from this book. So that's what I'm aiming to get done each month. But the page that is next to this is the April page, and it's very, very detailed. And I'm not sure how it's going to go. It may just be that I only get that done. Although next week, for real, I actually break up for the Easter holidays, so I'm hoping that I'll have more time to colour, because at the moment all my schoolwork that I'm getting sent in just feels like homework. It's just so much, and so hopefully once all of that's done for next week, I will actually know what I need to do over the Easter holidays, because usually for me, if school hadn't shut down and all of this hadn't happened, the Easter holidays is really the time where I would be revising for all of my exams. And I think some of mine are still happening from what I can see. I think I'm still having a remote English exam or something like that, although I don't know how they're going to do it. But I've just got to be prepared anyway. So, but I know for sure I'll have more time to colour, which will be lovely. But if I ever want to get this book done, I'm going to have to prioritise it. But I'm getting there. It's definitely not one that I could just keep working in constantly. What I tended to do with Ivy and the Inky Butterfly was just colouring it, and that was fine because there were quite a few pages that were quite different. But I definitely couldn't just colour in this, because after a while, flower after flower, it would just get a bit laborious. So I do make sure that I mix up what I'm colouring here and there. So that's good. And sometimes with this, I just have to knuckle down and say, right, there's a page I need to get done in this. I'm just going to do it. And that's what happened with the March page that I did. I had just done the daffodils, and that was it. And I'd done a bit of the green and come back at the middle of the month, and then I thought, no, I need to get this whip done. Ideally, what I would like to do is have the nameplate ones of the months done kind of for the middle of the month, but I've kind of been finding now that I haven't been getting them done until the end. Hi Bee, how are you? It's lovely that you're all here. I still need to watch Jaws at some point. My mum doesn't want to watch it, so she said, if you want to watch it, I won't be. But it's the cozy colouring movie night that Sammy's hosting, so I'm going to try and watch that. Great, really happy to hear that. But yeah, the cool thing at the moment is we actually managed to connect my grandma's account. I can't remember if I mentioned it. Her Netflix account to our TV, and we now can get it individually. So I've got it on my computer. So I'll see if Jaws is on there, and I might watch that. I'm not sure if Tom will want to watch it with me, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't watched it for ages, actually. Yeah, I know. I have to say, Kirsty, it is, it must be hard, especially with little kids, to be able to occupy them for this stretch of time, especially if they're saying it's going to be 12 weeks. I mean, I don't know how it's just amazing. I mean, my parents were saying how they were impressed that me and Tom were kind of just being able to get on with all our schoolwork and stuff, because my dad's been home working at home all this week. My mum's been at work, on and off. She had a couple of days off last week, but it is really about maintaining the ability to just, you're at home, you're at home and you just got to have that will to just, get on with the work. You're technically still at school, and it has been hard. Oh wow, Kirsty. Oh, happy birthday. Wow, it must be tricky then. I guess your older ones, it might be, a bit easier to get on with things, but it is tricky, especially 24/7, at the moment. What am I doing? Let me do the middles now. I haven't missed any flowers now, I haven't. Because it is a long time to just keep kids really of any age occupied, because you're doing one thing and you kind of move on to the other, and only 20 minutes gone by or whatever. It must be tricky. Lockdown birthday. I was thinking, I haven't really done it yet, or even thought about doing it. I thought it might be quite fun, but my grandpa sent through a lockdown crossword that he'd created for our family, and he'd done a PDF and sent it to all of us. And I was thinking of doing a colouring crossword to do, to then, for free, and let everybody have a go at it. It would all be colouring related, obviously, but I thought that might be quite a fun thing to do, in these times. But I haven't done it yet, so it may be a while until it emerges. But stuff that would just kind of be a fun thing to do. But we'll see. Also, another thing I've been working on, which is very exciting, is a website. So that's almost done, actually. I've just got a couple of things left to do on it, but for the most part, it's a really fun thing to do. Something productive, and at the same time, fun and rewarding, that I'm doing. So hopefully I'll be making a video on that soon. What am I doing? Completely forgotten what colours I was using for that. Yeah, I'm excited about that, because I was thinking, I want to find something productive that still is kind of work in a way, but that, is something a bit different, because it's quite nice to have that platform. And I've created a blog and stuff like that. So, and hopefully I'll be setting up the subscription thing or whatever, where you can do the email. I'm not really sure how it works. I'll have to figure it out, but it's a really fun thing to just kind of do. And I've never really been a technical person either, so I have figured out how to do it all by myself. And it is really, really fun. So hopefully that will be done fairly soon. This isn't taking as long as I thought it would. These and I didn't even know that these were yellow. I thought they were a different colour, and I can't remember what I used, so it's kind of just gonna go with what I think was right, even though I don't think this is really what I use, but oh well. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I don't really know how I figured out how to live stream. It's one of those things that is hard to get used to. Before I made a video on YouTube, I was kind of just thinking, oh yeah, it's really, really easy. And the actual uploading of it is straightforward. The thing I had to get used to was all the editing for my rare vlogs that I did, and figuring out how to do that. And then when I started making videos, I would always just try and get through the video without a stop because I didn't know how to put two videos together. Now I figured out how to do that, which is great. But there were just some things which I just didn't know how to do. And in some ways, it's great that we just can search these things up and figure it out. But yeah, it was hard. Right, so the flowers are done. Now I need to just figure leaves. The only thing I need to do is take out the colours that I was using on my other page. Because otherwise I'm going to forget. I can't even remember why I was using the yellows on the other page. I might just leave them all out and then, yeah. Right, so I'm going to find some colours for the leaves now. Now, they are quite watercolory, so it's quite hard to tell. If I can show you there, that's what they look like. So, I'm just going to have a look at what I've got. I might get my swatch actually because there are quite a few greens. Okay, Cassidy, no worries. Okay, so it's a mixture of lots actually. So, there's two greens that I really like in the pastel shades. I don't really know which one to go for. I might go for the willow green actually because I don't use that one often. It's quite an unusual colour as well. I really like it. And then I think we'll go with yeah, bottle green, and it's really hard knowing what to use. Oh, I'm so stuck. I don't know. Because some of them don't look the same at all. I think I'm going to go with the fir green actually for the darker green, and then jasper green. I think that might be okay. We'll go with it, and if not, I can change it around, but I think that will be okay. Jasper green and fir green, let me get those. And I've completely redone my pencil case and everything. Changed it around entirely. So I've now got my whole ones in a different case. It's very interesting and hard to kind of work around, but okay, I think I'm happy with what I've chosen. I might just pull out the sap green as well, just to have an alternative colour to play around with. Okay, so I'm just going to try it out on this leaf here, I think. So the four colours that I'm potentially going to be using. Oh, you know what? I need the apple green as well. Gosh, so many choices. So the 5 greens that I think I'm going to use, I might not use all of them, are these. So we've got apple green, willow green, sap green, and fir green. I'm going to start with the willow green. I really like this colour because it's really muted. And I like the pale sage colour, which is quite similar to it in the Prismacolors. Okay, so the only hard thing, obviously, with copying a flower that's based on the watercolouring is trying to figure out where everything. But I think I've got a rough idea of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put some darker green there. Now that I have Netflix, actually, I've been hooked on watching Glee because my parents had the first and second series, I think, on DVD, and I'd watched those a while back, and I kind of kept repeating watching them, and so I've been carrying on with the series and really, really enjoying it. I love it. It's great. It's just so good, and it's really nice, when you find a series that you're really, really enjoying, and you just watch it. I have to say that I like the old characters the best. I think they're great. The original Glee Club, really, really good. Don't really know what I'm doing here. Let's go over this bit. Thing is with this, it's hard to make something look realistic, just from looking at something. So I'm gonna do my best and see what I come up with. It may be that it's a bit different, but I don't really mind that. Sometimes with these leaves and stuff, I just do whatever I want to do because it does take a lot of time otherwise, just looking up everything. Yeah, okay, this is more what I was looking for, I think. And also because these leaves are quite detailed in terms of all of the veiny bits, sometimes you don't get. It does take a bit longer. The thing I was really worried about was if colouring books that are due to come out in the autumn, are they going to be postponed? There's quite a few that I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if they're going to come out. Which would be such a shame. I haven't seen anything from any of the illustrators that's going to happen, but I hope it doesn't. So that would be such a shame. And I mean, after all the hard work as well. Okay, so a slightly brighter green, which I'm just going to put in some places. And I'm going back with the original willow green. And maybe with this that I go over with a cotton bud just to smooth it out because there's a bit of white space. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much there with that. That was kind of where I was going. So I think I'm going to take a cotton bud. I tend to use these or I can't remember what they're called. The stumps, the blending stumps. That's it. And I just use them dry just to kind of smooth it out. It's not perfect, but it does smooth it out without need of a blender pencil or anything. It looks a bit more muted on screen, but it's quite bright actually. Okay, there we go. It may be that I go with the blender pencil at some point, but for now, I'm not going to. Okay. I have got a few actually. I got a couple of things. Happy Mail from Susan and a book from Lisa, which I showed. Well, I showed the book in a live stream, but I don't know if that was still up. I probably isn't. And then I got a couple of pencils and bits from Susan, as I mentioned. But in terms of me buying stuff, I actually haven't. I don't know. It's one of those times that I've had my eye on quite a few things, but I just haven't got anything. The thing I'm going to have to be careful of though is that obviously all my piano business and stuff has stopped, so I'm not obviously getting any money in the bank or anything. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, because I'm not going to be getting anything, either in my savings or in my current account for a while. So let's keep an eye. But there have been a couple of things that I was looking at on Arteza as I was doing the pencils, and then I think what we tend to do at Easter is, instead of chocolate and stuff, my mum and dad will get us something small. So I was looking at, which is something that I probably will ask them for. It was an empty 48 pan set for watercolors, and then you can put your paints in it. And the reason is because I have the 60 set of Arteza gouache, and it's so annoying having to root through them all to find the color that I want. So I thought, well, if I squeeze them all into the pans and then just keep them, that'll be perfect. So I think she was going to order that today for me. And also, really annoyingly, I wanted to get the case, the pencil case, but that's out of stock at the moment. So yeah, really, I've just been too late with stuff, and I've had my eye on things and then haven't got them. But I'm content with what I have actually. And there's books that keep going in. Been looking at the oh my gosh, what's her name? The Fabiana Attanasio books, because I was on Colouring F's stream the other day and we were talking about them. Something that I've been pondering about, but just haven't got. But I'm just enjoying what I have at the moment, and then I might treat myself at some point. I mean, I don't even know how much I have in my account, but I need to be careful, especially at this time with all the coronavirus stuff going on. And the other thing is, obviously, because we can't go out to shops or anything, there's nothing there. So we'll see. And what I might do with this is just do a few more of the leaves and then switch over to Faerie Celebrations, because otherwise I'll just be colouring leaves all the time and they can get a bit boring. That's what I tend to do. If I'm bored of doing one thing, I'll just move on. But I do want to get this done, so I will need to make sure that I don't lose focus and I finish it so it can be in my completed pages, because I need to get 2 pages done from this book. I'm determined now. It's just, I want to take my time with this book, but also just get it finished. I know it's going to be ages. I think I figured out that if I did do 2 pages a month from this book, I would get it done in about 3 years, which is ridiculous. And I know some people just, if they want to get a book done, they just solely work on that. But as I mentioned, I can't. So I just do it when and if I can. Right, well, what colour was I going with next? The only problem is I don't want to leave it too long, because then I'll forget what I was doing. That's another problem that I have, because with some things I just can't be bothered to write down all the colours I use. I then forget what I'm doing, which is great. Really, really helpful. But actually really enjoying doing this though, because I don't tend to go for the less detailed pages in this book, just because I don't want to be left with all of the detailed ones. So I do try and do a few here and there. That was one of the things I was worried about when I was doing Ivy and Butterfly. I didn't want to be left with all of the detailed pages because I knew that I would just Liz Hart wouldn't do it. But I did. Yeah, I know, B. I mean, this month I haven't got many pages done. The thing I always had was I wanted to do that double page spread in Faerie Celebrations because I absolutely love Clara's work and I wanted something of hers to work on. And once I actually broke down and did it, I then couldn't stay away from it. So now to have a pin there, and I now have the whip technically in this. I had a couple of others which I needed to do, which I did. But I've still got 2 ongoing whips in this book, which are just, just there, which I will get round to one day, but I just haven't done. So, I kind of just do what I want. And I was also looking through some of the books that I don't work in that often. And like Enchanted Forest, I have a whip in there from a newer version, which I was looking at and, may come back to at some point. But, I just do what I want. And, that's the most important thing, I think, because if I try not to colour things that I know I'm not really into doing at that moment, because otherwise I don't complete them. Or I might not be happy with how they turn out, but I went through some of my favourite books though and picked out a page that if I came to that book I would colour it. So I'll probably end up doing that. But I was surprised actually at how little I did get done this month. I did manage to do a few quick ones, in a row. So I've done the double page spread from Faerie Celebrations, and now I've got that whip going. I've done the March page from here and this current whip. I did a body colour with Kate from Kate's Colouring Haven in Fantastic Zoo. I did a picture in Botanical Wonderland. I think that's it. And a picture in Mermaids in Paradise at the very beginning of the month. Okay, so I haven't forgotten how to do these leaves. So hopefully when it comes back to me doing the others, I won't have forgotten, because that will be really, really annoying. I'll just make sure to keep the pencils out and that will be fine. Right, I hope the stream isn't going to do what it did last week and cut off after an hour. So I'm hoping, we're almost to that point, so I'm hoping it doesn't. Although last time that was because apparently there was something wrong with it or whatever, but we'll see. So I think I'm going to stop there with this page and do some of my current whip in Faerie Celebrations. Just going to keep those to one side. With this page, there's really no method. I'm kind of just doing what I want to do, because there's lots of different things on this page. So I'm kind of just doing what I want to do. Sorry about that. Was in the way there. So this is the one that I'm working on. I did show at the beginning. I didn't really know what to work on next, but I was thinking of maybe doing the wood, just because there's quite a lot of it. But then again, I don't really know. I really want the bat to turn out well. I haven't done it yet, but let me prop this up so it's not as annoying. I think I will do it, just because I do want to get that done, because the whole back of it is wood as well. Yeah, but B, it looked amazing. Your page was gorgeous, and you know, if I did only work on 1 or 2 pages, but I really took the care, as you said, as you have, then you know that would be fine. You know, I would love it if I did that, and you know, if I did have more time for things, I would definitely spend more time on it. But I think the thing is with me, because with school and everything, I don't have that much time to colour. I kind of spend the time that I do have just kind of colouring and trying to get things done, but I still make sure that I am pleased with how it's turning out. You know, but I think that's great. You know, go at whatever pace you want to. But yeah, it did look gorgeous. And to be honest, those pages are so detailed. I can't believe anyone who can complete pages in Kirby's books because they are amazing. Right, so I think I'm going to do the wood, as I said. Let me just move these. Oh gosh, I think that tin's going to fall over. Hi, Jenny. Yes, it is. Fairy Celebrations, yeah. So this wood, I don't really know what to do. I think I'm going to start with it up here. Yeah, sometimes I just don't feel like colouring anything, so I'll just flip through the pages instead. Just because, you know, the colouring books give me joy anyway, just looking through them. So I don't, you know, if I don't feel like colouring all day, I'll just slip through them. So, I really like the colour Cinnamon from the Holbeins. And it's not a very brownish brown. It's more of a Tuscan type colour. The only problem is I find that the only thing they don't have is a lighter umber. Although I do like the tan colour. Gosh, it's so hard sometimes choosing what colours to pick. I'm just going to get my chart out again because I can't figure out what I want to do. I think the thing is, because I tend to use these with other pencils, I would usually use my Faber-Castells forward, but I am determined. I'm going to do this. So I really like the tan colour that I've got. Thing is, I like quite a few different ones. I think I'm going to go for the cork colour actually, which is in the pastel section. And then the tan cinnamon. I think we'll forget the raw umber for now. Maybe not. I might keep using it. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to wing it. So I need the brown and the burnt umber, and then we are all set. They're very different colours, the ones that I'm going to use, but I'm just going to see what happens. As you can see, these are the ones that I'm thinking of using, and they don't really go together, but we'll see. But I just can't get enough of her books. They're gorgeous, and the thing I really like is that nothing on this page is repetitive. You know, there's lots of different things to do. I'm just going to move this ever so slightly. I'm going to start with this bottom bit here. I just need to sharpen my pencils. I think it's really nice having that, you know, if I tend to do is I am working on more than one picture at once. You know, something like that page in the flower year where all it is one type of flower and one type of leaf. It's nice to then come to a page like this where everything is different and you're not constantly colouring the same thing all the time. There is quite a lot of wood in this, but I don't mind. Okay, so I'm going in with cork first, which is quite an unusual colour. It's a peach, but it's really nice. It's quite earthy. So yeah, as I said, I always do a light layer just to get that foundation. Now, the problem I have here is I kind of have two sections of brown that I would ideally like to use, but I don't know whether to go in with. I think I'm going to go raw umber and then just add. It's so hard when you don't really know what. I mean, I know what I want it to look like, but I don't know the colours really. Okay, I think I'm just going to stick to this strip bit for now, just to figure out what I want to do. So just use the raw umber and then the brown. Okay, and then tan. I might not end up using one of these. I don't want it to be really red, which is why I'm adding the tan, just to get that balance. If you can hear noise in the background, that's just my dad and Tom. Okay, there we go. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I will blend it actually with a blender pencil just to get that lighter colour, because I don't really want it to be any darker. And I want the yellow ochre to be brought out a bit more. The thing I really like actually is the Prismacolor. I find the Prismacolor blender works with pretty much any pencil. There we go. Okay, my screen of the phone has gone a bit, and that's because I need to charge it. So what I'm going to do is quickly run upstairs and get my charger and then plug it in. So I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about this. Okay, I'm back. Right, I hope this charge is long enough to be able to fit. It was fully charged when I came on stream, so that proves how much it wipes out. Oh, okay, this is nearly long enough. That is so irritating. Let me move this closer. Right, I might need to slightly adjust this just so that I can. So I don't want this falling over. Oh, sorry, I just got my thumb in the way. Let me move the camera over. That's it, right. There we go. It's in. There we go. Oh god, I'm really glad I noticed that, because I wouldn't want it just suddenly stopping. That would have been really irritating. So, let me just move this back up. I'm just going to carry on a bit with the wood, I think. I don't want all of this being pastel. I've got the wood. So I didn't end up using two of the browns, but that's fine. And yeah, I wouldn't use all of them anyway. So, sorry, that's my dad just talking to my grandma. So I'm going to go in with the raw umber again. Okay. It's all about just testing things out, isn't it? What are you working on at the moment? Have you got anything? Any whips? Or any other hobbies? Because obviously at this time is a great opportunity to start up new hobbies, or do some hobbies and things like that, because I'm sticking with what I've got, because I've got quite a lot going on. Singing and piano and colouring and art and stuff like that. So got quite a lot besides schoolwork. So sticking with those, but yeah, I'm very happy with the hobbies that I'm doing. My singing exam got cancelled, so you know, that was a shame. But we're going to try doing. I think it's going to be like Zoom or something, or FaceTime or whatever. Singing lessons next weekend. Oh, nice be. Do you enjoy diamond painting? Because I've heard lots of people do it. I mean, I probably won't get into it because it's yeah, I've really got a lot going on, but I know lots of people enjoy it and it does look really fun. Part of the issue is I don't know where I'd put any of them. The thing I like about colouring is it all stays in the book, so you know you don't have to worry. All you have to worry about is where the book's going to go, but you don't, you know, in that sense, you don't have to worry about finding anywhere to put what you've done. But I mean, I find colouring time consuming as it is, so I've heard depending on the size, obviously, if the diamond painting you do, it can take a long time. Yeah, yeah, Shannon. Yeah, so can I. I think I've had about 4 or 5 going on at once. Yeah, B, I cross stitch quite a lot actually. Well, I used to do it quite a lot, and I did Christmas cards for all of my family with cross stitching. But I did one for my mum. When was it? It was for her birthday in January. But I yeah, since I've obviously been colouring, I haven't really had much time for it. It's a shame. I still have quite a lot. Well, that's it. That's okay, Shannon. That's amazing that you can stick to 2 at a time. Yeah, I'll be watching Jaws probably after this, actually. I don't know if there was a specific time to necessarily watch it, but I will probably watch it a bit earlier just because I know we'll be later and I know my mum doesn't want to watch it, so I still want to have the evening with them. But I'll see if I don't know what time she's coming home from work, but I'll see if my dad and Tom want to watch it, but they probably won't want to. I think thing is with Tom, he likes scary things and he doesn't think that Jaws is very scary, but you know, he's seen it. I'm not sure if he will, but we'll see. We did watch Jurassic Park though, which was really fun. Yeah, I think the nice that I guess is that you can watch it whenever you want on the particular day. So I think with obviously when it's streaming, it's at a particular time, and I really enjoy the cozy colouring nights. But it's nice to have that time where you can just do something at your own speed as well. I've already started on the colouring checklist challenge. Actually, I've done quite a few because I'm doing it. I know it's not April yet, but I've been doing it where I can do multiple challenges for one page, just so that, you know, I'm hoping that I can maybe get near to all of them finished. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I kind of go on and off with stuff with my hobbies because it can get to that point where you've kind of had enough and then you want to do something else. I'll sometimes just just like not want to colour in, then I might do a bit of gouache or something, or yeah, something like that. So, you know, you do have your moments. I mean, I certainly do. I was thinking, I did it last summer, to do the 24-hour colour-a-thon thing, which I did do, and it was fun. But I was thinking, it is a long time, and sometimes you just don't want to. I definitely have to pick in advance some colours that I wanted to do. Yeah, that's a great idea, Bea. I mean, as I say, I bookmarked some in some of my favourite books that I want to do, but that is a great idea. Hi, Atticus. Great to have you here. Gosh, I can't believe I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes. Doesn't feel like it. It just goes quickly. It's kind of nice doing it a bit earlier as well, because when I used to stream at 5 on a Sunday night, it was, you know, I had so much fun, but then after I streamed, it was then kind of into the night for me. And it was sad because I was like, oh my God, I have to go to school tomorrow. So obviously now I don't have to work because I'm at home, but I still have to do work, but it's slightly different. But, you know, if and when this all goes back to normal, I'd probably find other times to stream, just so that the evening on a Sunday doesn't go so quickly, because when you're streaming, it does just go so quickly. I need to do a couple of videos. There are a couple that I needed to get done, which I will do. The giveaway is one of them, and a video that I've actually been tagged to do. And there was one other, my completed pages, obviously, because it's almost the end of March. So got quite a lot to do. I haven't filmed a video for ages. Well, it feels like ages. Obviously, I was doing the streaming last week, and it's been a week since I've done something, and I haven't put anything else up. But yeah. I mean, even though I have been at home, it has been busy. You know, sometimes you just don't really feel like doing a video, which I think, you know, lots of the people who do make videos can understand. You know, I absolutely love making videos, but, you know, sometimes I just don't feel like it, or I need to take a break. And I hope you guys can, you know, understand that. But streaming is, you know, that really nice thing where it does just upload automatically, and I get to chat with you, so it's great. Okay, I've got a bit more wood to do up here, just mini bits really. I think I might do these window bits in a slightly different wood colour. Probably using the cinnamon one that I didn't really use. Yeah, I'm gonna finish these bits. I've only got bits here and there to do. I absolutely love the batterness. It's so cute. This page is actually towards it's kind of in the middle of the book, further in the second half, because it's near the autumnal pages. But I don't really mind. It's, you know, it's not, you know, really seasonal. I'm kind of just doing it because I want to. These bits are quite fiddly because they're just very small and there's not really much shading to be done, but just making sure I do the same things, that it looks the same. But I'm not really sure how to do the back yet, but I really want it to turn out cute. I'm thinking of doing it its normal colours, maybe like browny grey or something, and then putting a bit of pink in some places. to make it a bit more whimsical. When it comes to the end of the month, there's still books that I want to colour in that I haven't coloured in, and you know, it's such a shame. I'm really glad I got to work in Botanical Wonderland this month, because that was one I was meaning to work in for a while. Okay, I think I'm going to do the window bits now. This wood, I'll probably do the exact same on this bottom bit here. The thing I really like about this is that the page before it, I think, is meant to be maybe the same window, and then it's just further zoomed out. Oh yay, my mum's home. Oh, she's just coming out. I can see her in the car pulled up in the window. She doesn't know I'm on a stream, so you know, she may come in and be like, hey, and then you know, I'm on a stream, but oh well, that's absolutely fine. I don't really know what to do for these, so I'll kind of just use similar colours but add the cinnamon in. I didn't want it to be exactly the same. Luckily though, she's at home at her normal. Actually, she's a bit early. Her times have kind of been a bit all over the place and stuff, so it's been quite. Sometimes she's been coming home a bit later, but yeah, I'll see. Okay. Just going in with this burnt umber because it's quite a dark colour to use for the shadowing. So just put that there. This background took me quite a while yesterday, surprisingly. I didn't know if I'd be able to do the flowers. At first I was like, oh my gosh, loads of flowers in the background, but it actually wasn't too bad. So I only used 2 colours, so that was fine. I said that I could have just gone in with gel pen, but oh yeah, I could have, but oh well. So I think I'll mainly use the brown and the cinnamon because they're similar, and I won't use the umbers. I think I'll do that. I don't really know. I really like the way she's done all the dots so that you kind of know where to put the shadowing. There we go. Yeah, I'm surprised at kind of how much I've got done in the stream because I never used to get that much done. Although it was because I was always worrying about the lighting and stuff, having to adjust things. But now I've actually figured out how to do it. It's great. It's so easy. Once I finally figured out the auto rotate, so much easier than it used to be. I want this wood to be slightly lighter, just so that it doesn't look the same. Yeah, I'm aiming to do this whole page in Holbein, just for consistency, and also so that I don't have to worry about colours as much, because when I was just picking from all of my pencils, it would take me a lot longer. Whereas with this, I've got them all in front of me. It's easy to pick. The only thing I was kind of struggling about with the background was whether to put shadows here, but then I figured, well, if it was an actual wallpaper, it wouldn't have shadows, unless the light and stuff in it created it. It probably would actually, but I kind of just left it because I thought, no, I won't. Yes, if you can hear Tom in the background, he's just talking, but to be honest, I don't think it comes across too loud. I mean, I never notice it, and my videos, particularly if I'm editing a particular item, but I actually really like this cork colour. I don't use it enough. There we go. I'm going to use the blend pencil again. I think this paper's so good as well because it doesn't really create white space. And, you know, all I use the blender pencil for really is to just smooth it out. So there we go. There we go. And I think I'll go in with the cinnamon again. It's been quite nice just pondering over the colours. Just going with what I want to do. Sometimes it's hard to just pick things on the spot, but yeah, it's quite nice just going with what I'm going to go with. I think I might add a bit of shadowing because it does look a bit samey. I'll go in with the colours that I was using for the background. I might add a bit of pink here, just because the colours are actually quite similar and I don't want it all to just look the same. It's Faerie Celebrations. So by Clara Markova. So this is her newest book. I'm actually happy as well that I got to this book again because I had been colouring in Fairy Miracles a lot. And I'd only done the Christmas page right at the end of the book when I first received it. So I am happy that I've been now colouring in this one. So yeah, thanks, Shannon. But yeah, I can't wait until her new book comes out. It's going to be amazing. I just love her work. I especially love her newest style as well. I don't have Tenderful Enchantments, but yeah.
Hello.
That's Tom. Yeah, there we go. That looks, I might go in the back a bit more.
Daddy.
There we go. Yeah, I'll just stick with that. It's fine. Oh yeah, he's just gone again. I think he popped in to put his computer into charge. Just comes and goes. And yeah, we'll do this window. Yeah, I don't use this colour enough. I need to use it more. I don't know what colour I'm going to do this curtain. Maybe like a red or like reddish pink or something. That's the only thing I struggle with some things is figuring out the stuff that I know, like the background, and I knew the wall, so I wanted it to be pink. But then it's hard then putting the other things in. I have no idea what I'm going to do the rug underneath. So maybe that these are very similar. Usually what I do is kind of go with the colours that I've already got, like the pink, and then just change the colours a bit. So pink and red obviously are quite similar. So maybe that I just do that because I don't want too many different colours. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, the other wood. Honestly, I just forget what I'm doing. Oh, oops! I just chucked a pencil. Okay. There we go. Tom made some banana cake yesterday. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, so I don't know. I I used to love banana, and then the more my parents gave it to me, I then went off it. Didn't like it. But yeah, I have to say it did smell good. The only problem is with the loaf tins. Obviously, I usually make cakes either as a tray bake, which is quite big, or in our circular tins that we have. And if you use the circular tins, it's quite a big cake, but the loaf tin that we've got isn't that big, although I think it's a normal size, but they do go quite quickly. You know, once you've sliced them and stuff, it's not that much. Probably do shadowing again on this side just to keep it all the same. There we go. And then what was I? Oh yeah, that's the cork. Also, I'm just forgetting what colours I'm using. So the plan probably for this is to... I'm not going to get this finished before the end of March. Definitely not. I probably won't. I don't want to rush it, but it's the 29th today, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, considering work for me on the Monday was quite a hefty day. It's quite a lot of work. I did get ahead and do, well, basically with my RE, my teacher sent through the Monday and the Wednesday work, so I did get ahead and do that just so that it was one less thing to worry about on the Wednesday. But it was quite a lot of work, so it depends if I do get any. If I do get a lot of work tomorrow, I might not have that much time to colour. Although I tend to do is get everything done in the morning, or at least or by lunchtime, and then sometimes I do still have stuff to do afterwards, which is fine, because my day would normally end at 2:25, which is early, but we have really short breaks, and it's a pretty full day anyway. So as long as I finish my work by 2:25, that's really what should be happening, because the teachers shouldn't be giving us more work than we would normally have. So yeah, if it goes over, then they have given too much, because they did say when this all started they won't be sending us more than they usually would. So yeah, then I do have the afternoon, and what I tend to do is our PE department sent some circuit training and stuff to do, and I've been doing that every day, and then I'll go out on my bike with Tom around our development, and then I'll do piano practice. And now it's great because I can do piano practice every day, which is actually good, because it means that I am getting more practice time in. And singing and stuff like that. Although I do some singing practice, but I definitely find that I need to do more for piano than singing, just because obviously my grades and stuff. Although I don't know if that will be happening in July. I really hope it does, because I don't want it going on until December. So that would be really bad with mocks and stuff for GCSEs. But yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I think I'm pretty much done. I don't know whether I might go until about 5. So probably about 15 more minutes. So I don't know whether to do more of the wood or something else. I guess the great thing is I can just go from one thing to the other. I don't know what to do next. This is always the issue with me. I just don't know what to do. I might do the sky in this, because I know I want that to be fairly dark, because it's a night sky. And then yeah, I think I'll leave the bat until after. Hello again. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll probably do the skies. I don't really know what colours I want to do. I don't want it too dark either. Like really, really, really dark.
Did you start at 4?
Oh, what's upside down? Because the image for me isn't, but the bat's meant to be upside down. But that's strange if the screen is.
So you got it working there then?
Yeah. I just restarted my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll probably use indigo blue. Thank you so much, Atticus. Thank you. Oh, this is so hard. Yeah, Sax blue. I always struggle picking colours. Prussian blue, indigo. Prussian indigo. Sax blue. Smoke. Oh, goodness me. I just struggle sometimes. Let's see. Yeah, Sax blue. I think I'll use some of the blues I've used on the tub just so that it's cohesive. What was I going to use? Indigo, which I think is slightly purple. Slightly. Prussian blue. I never usually use these, so that's quite nice. Now I was going to use the blues that I had already used previously, so we got those. Yeah, so, oh, sorry, it's just yeah, B. Sometimes I just completely just blank. And usually if that happens, I'll just come back to whatever I was doing, just so that, you know, this jug thing, for example, that's below here, you can't really see it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I kind of go with what I know already. And then with the colours that I've already used, sorry, I can then work them in. Like, I knew the water was going to be pink, so I thought, well, I'll use pink in the background. I'll probably use it again somewhere. But yeah, I do struggle sometimes. Sometimes it's easier with picking a colour palette and using that. Yeah, or which pencils, because yeah, I do just find that I just use all my pencils. It is quite nice though, having the just one selection of colours to use, because it really does make you think a bit more. Yeah, a couple of the colours I needed to get were Horizon Blue and Cherry Blossom, because they are quite short. There are a couple of others, but I've been using them quite a lot. And the sad thing is with those is that they don't come in the 12 set of pastels that I got. Although in that pastel set, there's the cream and the less cream stuff, which I do use a lot. So that's great that I've got replacements for those. Good for you, B. I mean, as I said, this is pretty much. I do stick to just some sometimes. Like the other page I did in this book for this month, I did mainly just use the Faber-Castell pencils, but then I did have a few Prismacolors and whole pines. But I am testing myself, trying to just stick to one. It is actually quite challenging, because there's some colours in the Prismacolor which I just absolutely love, and I will always use, like the cloud blue, sky blue light, the cream, the deco pink, deco peach colours. Yeah, I know, V. It's so great. I think I mentioned, I think it maybe before you came on, but I looked on there and the colours that I needed to get replacements for were out of stock. So they said they were coming in back in stock in March, but obviously I don't know. I got an email from them about the coronavirus stuff, but I've forgotten what they said, whether they were shutting down their online store or not. So I'll have to have a look. But I hope not, because I do need to get some soon. But yeah, it's such a relief because, you know, it's really annoying otherwise when there's a colour you really, really like. Because I'll probably never get a set of these again because they're just so expensive. So now having the option of open stock is great because I can always get the colours again. Yeah, but I think they are. In fact, I think they're based in London. The shot, well, I was meant to be seeing Dear Evan Hansen next weekend. That's not happening. For any of you who don't know, that's a musical that's both in Broadway and both on Broadway even and the West End. And I was looking at the Jackson Art stores to see where they were, and it was too far out. I think it's I think it's in the outskirts of London, kind of. But yeah, there are. I think there's like 3 stores or something. But yeah, they are based in the UK, and I can't remember if the shipping was free or whatever. But I'll have to have a look on their website again. Yeah, I think the only thing that would be worth it buying the sets again is if for some miracle the price went down by a lot, or you got to that point where there were so many pencils that you needed to replace, because I think they're £3 a pencil, and if it got to the point where you needed a third of the set to be replaced, it would be then what, £150 for 50 pencils, whereas the whole set wouldn't be that much more. But it probably will never get to that stage for me, so I will just buy replacements. Yes, I'm just going to build this up a little bit more because I want this a tiny bit darker. Though I don't want it too bright, so I'm going to add some of this. I really love this muted blue. It's the smoke blue. I used it on the bathtub. We've had no issues with the stream either, which is great. You know, no stopping halfway through and having to restart it. Fingers crossed. Yeah, Abby, I use the pastels a lot more than the original colours, but I do now, especially now that I'm testing myself to just use them. I am using them a lot more. You know, a lot of the normal colours, because there's some lovely unique colours. You know, the brights. There's this indigo colour. It's got a bit of purple in it, which is really, really nice. I don't want this too much darker, but I'm going to go in a bit more. See, this is kind of as far as I'll go for like layering and stuff like that. I don't layer and layer and layer until it's completely done, but I'll do a fair bit. Okay, so I will go in with the horizon blue now. If I could get this finished for the end of March, that'd be great, but I'll just show whatever I do in my completed pages. Wow, Jenny, that's great. Yeah, you'd have to keep looking on eBay, especially because they do drop down, and if you can find something used that has hardly been used, that's definitely a great deal, because even if only some of them have been sharpened, you know, they haven't been used that much, and that would still be worth it. I would definitely. Yeah, but I got mine from Amazon UK, but the seller was selling them from Japan, because most of the things I get that's colouring related is either through Etsy or Amazon, because I don't know how to do Amazon Japan. I've tried making an account and it just won't work. So I didn't get them from Amazon Japan, but I did get them from Amazon UK, and really the price wasn't that much different because I knew there would probably be some issues when they arrived here with having to pay costs and stuff, but that didn't happen with Amazon UK, luckily, so that was great. That's great, Jenny. My mum used to, way back, she used to sell some old clothes and stuff on eBay, and she did have a couple of issues once with receiving stuff, so yeah, it must have just been bad luck, but it's a shame. Oh, I don't know why it keeps going in and out there. I'm seeing my hand just going. But yeah, I think that's pretty much done. It's very dark sky, but there we go. So I think I'm going to leave it there. How much I've managed to get done. Let me just quickly show you the picture again. So yeah, look out for quite a few videos coming out in the next couple of days. We've got the giveaway video, which will be going up tomorrow. And then my computer pages, a couple of others as well. So let me zoom out. Oh, I can't zoom out now. There we go. Oh. Yes, I can do a colour and chat or something. Or I know I could just maybe draw one and colour it in. But yeah, if I can get around to doing a colour and chat or something tomorrow, Atticus, I'll definitely try and do that for you. Take care. And yeah, I will write that down and I'll hopefully get around to it at some point. You're welcome, Shannon. It was really, really fun. Had so much fun and no issues, which is great. Yeah, maybe I'll try and do a colour and chat. Let me write that down. There we go. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate you coming to chat with me and giving up your time to come and talk. So, yeah, had so much fun and got quite a lot done. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, Bee. Bye, everyone.